In the land of feathery fowls where penguins waddle and peacocks show off, there's one character who steals the limelight with his hilarious antics. Meet the red-breasted Merganser. Now, imagine a bird that looks like it's constantly having a bad hair day. That's our star. The red-breasted Merganser with a hairstyle that screams punk rock and a chest that looks like it's perpetually blushing. No, it didn't forget to use a hairbrush, and no, it's not embarrassed. That's just how it rolls. This duck is not your regular feathered friend. With a beak that could pass off as a serrated knife, it's ready to dive into any situation, literally. And when it comes to speed, let's just say it won't be winning any races on foot. But in the water, it's the Michael Phelps of the duck world. So fasten your seatbelts and ready your funny bones as we dive into the wacky world of the red-breasted Merganser. Now imagine you're at a nightclub, and the dance floor is the ocean. Who's that stealing the show with their funky moves? It's our red-breasted Merganser. Welcome to the underwater disco, where our feathered friend is the star of the show. The red-breasted Merganser doesn't just swim, he dances. You might even say he's the John Travolta of the bird world. And when it comes to pulling out all the stops to attract a mate, this bird has some serious moves. Picture this. Our Merganser is out on the water, bobbing to the rhythm of the waves. Suddenly, he spots a potential mate. It's showtime! He puffs up his chest, raises his crest, and starts to bob his head like a seasoned disco dancer. His head-bobbing, crest-raising dance is not just entertaining, but it's also his way of saying, "Hey ladies, check me out." But his antics don't stop there. Oh no. This bird is committed to his performance. As he dances, he also emits a low, croaking sound, something akin to a DJ spinning records. Talk about setting the mood. Now here's a fun fact for you. Male Mergansers are not just dancers, they're also singers. That's right. During their courtship dance, they produce a series of guttural croaks and purrs, adding an auditory element to their visual spectacle. It's not just about the dance though. The females are discerning and expect more than just a good show. They look for males with the most impressive crests, the brightest plumage, and of course the best dance moves. So our red-breasted Merganser continues his dance, bobbing, croaking, and displaying his impressive crest, all in an attempt to win over his potential mate. This courtship is a serious business for our Merganser, but for us it's a comical and entertaining spectacle. With moves like that, it's no wonder the ladies can't resist these feathered Casanovas. So the next time you're at a disco, remember the red-breasted Merganser and his funky dance moves. Who knows, you might just learn a thing or two. You think you've seen clumsy? Wait till you see a Merganser dive. And dive they do, with all the grace of a sack of potatoes tumbling off a truck. You see, our feathered friends, the red-breasted Mergansers, have a rather unique approach to diving. It's less of a graceful swan dive and more of a, well, let's call it a belly flop. Picture this. A Merganser perched on the water's edge, eyeing the depths below. It takes a running start, wings flapping wildly, feet skidding across the surface. It's a spectacle to behold. And then with a final dramatic push, it launches itself into the air. For a moment it's a bird transformed, soaring high above the water. But then gravity takes over and down it goes, belly first into the drink. It's a sight that would make an Olympic diver cringe, but for us, it's pure, unadulterated entertainment. But oh, the fun doesn't stop there. Once submerged, our Mergansers turn into underwater missiles, torpedoing through the water with surprising speed. They twist, they turn, they somersault, all in pursuit of a tasty fish dinner. And let's not forget their exit strategy, emerging from the water like a feathery jack-in-the-box, shaking off the water and preening their feathers with an air of dignified nonchalance. As if to say, "What, was that not how I was supposed to do it?" And then there's the swimming. Oh, the swimming. Imagine a toddler learning to walk, but on water. That's a Merganser attempting to swim. With their long, skinny bodies and short, stubby legs, they paddle around in circles, bobbing up and down like a cork. It's a sight that would make synchronized swimmers weep, but for us, it's comedic gold. Who knew birds could be so ungraceful? Well, we still love our Mergansers, belly flops and all. After all, it's their quirks and missteps that make them so endearing. So here's to the Mergansers, the belly-flopping, cannonball-diving, clumsy swimming stars of the bird world. From sunup to sundown, there's never a dull moment in the life of a Merganser. Imagine waking up at the crack of dawn to the soothing sounds of the lapping lake. But wait, this isn't your typical morning yoga session. It's the red-breasted Merganser, shaking off sleep and ready to dive headfirst into a day packed with adventure, or rather, misadventure. As the first rays of sunshine paint the sky, our feathered friend embarks on its morning fishing expedition. Now you may envision a graceful dive and a triumphant resurface. But in reality it's more of a belly flop and a splashy struggle, with the occasional fish making a lucky escape. It's not easy being a merganser, but hey, it's all part of the charm. Mid-morning sees the merganser caught in a traffic jam, not on the freeway mind you, but on a crowded branch. A delicate balancing act ensues, complete with wobbles, stumbles, and the inevitable tumble. But don't worry, our merganser dusts off its feathers and hops right back on, much to the amusement of its fellow branchmates. As the sun reaches its zenith, it's time for a siesta. But sleep is a luxury that the merganser can seldom afford. With the constant squabbling of seagulls and the incessant honking of geese, it's an orchestra of chaos that leaves our merganser wide-eyed and bushy-tailed. Evening sets in, and it's time for a final fishing fiasco. But alas, the fish are faster, and our merganser is left with a beakful of water. It's a comical spectacle that ends with a resigned sigh and a belly that's a little less full. But spirits are high because, in the world of the merganser, every failure is a feather in its cap. And that, my friends, is a day in the life of our beloved red-breasted merganser, full of laughter, feathers, and fish. Now let's ruffle some feathers with a surprise ending you didn't see coming. You think you know the red-breasted merganser? Well, let me tell you, it has a secret. This feathered funny man isn't just a clumsy diver and a comical courtier, it's also a sneaky thief. Yes, you heard it right. Our hilarious merganser loves to play the role of the rogue in the bird world. You might see them diving with the grace of a ballet dancer, only to surface with a fish in their beak. But here's the twist. More often than not, that fish is a stolen snack. These birds have perfected the art of diving just in time to snatch a fish another bird has caught. Talk about a feathered felon. So, never judge a bird by its clumsiness. Behind that comically awkward exterior lies a cunning fish thief. And there you have it, folks. The red-breasted merganser. The feathered comedian of the animal kingdom. Remember, next time you see a bird dive with all the grace of a falling potato, it just might be our hilarious merganser.